Okay. Excellent. It looks like my new notification automation is working on Discord. And what I found out while sitting here getting everything set up for this Slay the Princess demo playthrough, is that this background, you may have already noticed if you're watching this on the VOD or something, occasionally changes, which is very interesting. And here it goes. Creepy. Okay. So when I first downloaded this, I didn't know that it was a horror game. I thought it was more of like a difficult choices narrative sort of thing. And I guess it's probably that too, but we're gonna try it out and see what this is like. And hopefully it's nothing that will get me banned from Twitch. There's always an extra risk when it comes to these kinds of horror titles. You never know what kind of content they may end up throwing at you unexpectedly. And hello, welcome to my first viewer.
In the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Oh. Interesting potential responses. Have you considered that maybe the only reason she's going to end the world is because she's locked up?
While I appreciate the mental exercise, we are running up against a bit of a ticking clock. Nevertheless, let me assure you, the princess is locked up because she's dangerous. She is not dangerous because she's locked up. And before you decide to waste even more of our time by asking how I know that, let me suggest a more pragmatic lens through which to view this situation. Causality doesn't matter here, because the end result is the same no matter what led us up to this point. If the princess leaves the cabin, the world will end, and there is no changing that. It's no use arguing semantics over a metaphorical chicken or egg, because the egg is hatched and it's about to ruin everything. Unless, of course, you do your job and slay her.
Slay her! Okay, well...
I'm talking about the end of everything as we know it. No more birds, no more trees, and perhaps most problematically of all, no more people. You have to put an end to her. Don't linger on the specifics. You have a job to do here. Just get in there and do what needs to be done. We're all counting on you.
Do you have any evidence to back this up?
Look, you're already on the path that leads to the cabin. Why would you be here if it weren't to complete a very important task? You've made it this far, you might as well reach the end of your journey.
I don't know, that's some pretty weak logic.
Does it? Are you a monarchist? Is slaying a princess that much worse than slaying a fisherman or a miller or a seamstress? If anything, slaying a princess is much better than slaying a seamstress. Seamstresses contribute something of value to society.
Ow. Can someone else do this?
Oh, if only that were the case, but I don't make the rules. I have to say, I'm surprised at your reluctance thus far, but unfortunately for the both of us, you're the only one who can pull this off. Like I said, I don't make the rules, no matter how much I wish I did.
Have you considered that maybe I'm okay with the world ending? Some people just want to watch the world burn.
Of course I haven't. Why would I even consider that? Nobody wants the world to end. I mean, maybe some people do. Nihilists, or very, very evil people, but surely you're not one of those, right?
Forget it, I'm not doing this. Or, look, I'll go to the cabin and I'll talk to her. Well, that one's still an explore. So, I could do that one, and it maybe shouldn't impact anything. I don't know if the explore dialogues
Are you serious?
branch the tree at all.
No, you have to do it.
Okay, so, look, I'll go to the cabin and I'll talk to her, and if she's as bad as you say, then maybe I'll slay her. But I'm not committing to anything until I've had the chance to meet her face to face. Or, okay, fine, I'll go to the cabin. Or, okay, I'm sold, let's get this over with. Oh, okay, thanks for telling me what to do. Walk towards the cabin, or turn around and leave. Why am I talking to the narrator anyway?
Then I guess we'll just have to see what happens. But a word of warning. If you go in prepared to hear her out, she could easily trap you in her web of lies. And the more you listen to her honeyed words, the harder it'll be to pull yourself out.
Oh.
Then each and every one of us is doomed. So sure, go, talk to her. See how that turns out for all of us.
What could go
Make your way
wrong?
up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within.
Cabin in the woods.
We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them. Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Oh. But I've got all these options available to me.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
I suppose I ought to take the blade one way or another.
Take the blade from the table. It'd be rather difficult to slay the princess and save the world without it.
I mean, it's kind of weird, honestly, that I came all this way to kill someone and I didn't bring a weapon with me. Like, maybe a sword, or... This thing seems like more of just kind of a knife or a dagger.
The basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor.
Mercy killing.
Her voice carries up the stairs.
Who's there?
It's commanding, almost as though she's the one in charge down here. Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation.
Hi! Just checking in on you. Hey, I think I'm here to kill you? Or continue down the stairs? I'll just continue down the stairs.
You're still listening to reason.
Am I?
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement. She's so coldly beautiful. Is she really a threat to the world? Focus on the task at hand.
Are you here to kill me or something? How about you drop the knife and the two of us just talk?
Drop the knife, huh? I'm
Look
sure
how
you'd like
reasonable
that.
She's being. We should just drop the blade and talk things out. Don't you dare. It's fine. We can decide what we want to do after we talk to her. Maybe she really is a monster. Killing someone in cold blood isn't very becoming of us.
tighten the grip.
You ignore the trembling in your hands and tighten your grip on the blade.
Poor thing. Your hands are shaking. Are you scared of me? Because you should be.
You step forward, your grip on the blade tightening as you steel your resolve.
I'm probably chained up in this basement for a reason, right? And if that knife is the only weapon you have, you'll have to get close enough to use it.
Was she trying to intimidate checks on me now? That is not the way to get me to not slay you.
So, you should just drop it. Best not to risk finding out what I can do.
Do you hear the conviction in her voice? Do you see the razor sharpness in her gaze? I don't think she's bluffing. She's unarmed. If you hesitate now, it'll be too late. End this. I'm positive. I'm not. But we'll keep our eyes peeled. If she has a weapon, she'll have to draw it before she can use it.
Hesitating. Why don't you drop the knife and the two of us can be civilized with each other?
Slightly creepy voice they gave her. But, kind of an older and more mature voice than I anticipated. I'm not dropping the blade.
Then I'm not talking to you.
Slay the princess!
You charge the
Slay her.
princess, blade in hand, but unfortunately your earlier suspicions proved correct. A blade of her own slips down her sleeve and catches you in the neck.
Oh. Wrecked.
Blood sprays from the cut, your severed carotid artery painting the princess with strokes of red. You'd better finish your task quickly before you run out of time.
Finish the job.
With the last bit of your will, you press forward, sinking the blade deep into the princess's heart.
Oh, thank you for the follow, Savordine.
Oh.
The two of you collapse on the floor together, rapidly bleeding out.
And welcome to the stream. Thank you for joining. I'm glad to have you.
Somehow, I thought this would turn out a little differently. But I wonder... Do you really think this is the end?
There it is again. That razor-sharp look in her eyes and the terrifying conviction in her words. But you don't have the time to worry over such things. Everything goes black, and you die. You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Interesting. The achievement that I got said that the real Slay the Princess game starts here when I died. I'm getting a terrible sense of deja
Terrible
vu.
sense of deja vu. No, you don't have that. This is the first time either of us has been here. If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way. There's nothing we can do to stop her. She's going to kill us again.
Oh.
Oh, is there another one of us in here? If you go to the cabin, you might as well just throw yourself at her feet and beg for mercy.
Weird.
You are never going to slay her with that attitude. Stuff that pathetic little voice to the back of your mind and stay focused on the task ahead. I have one last warning for you. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says. It's not her lies that'll stop us. I must admit, I'm a little worried about going back in there. I don't want to be as much of a downer as my new roommate, but we were definitely outclassed last time. She seems more demon than princess. Ignore them, they don't know what they're talking about. She's just a princess. Don't get all in your head about it.
Interesting.
The interior of the cabin is larger than it should. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
I think I just missed something about it saying the interior is bigger than it should be.
You take the... The door to the basement creaks open, revealing an old wooden staircase. The steps are wide and deep. The air seeping up from below is heavy and oppressive, with an odd, eggy stink to it. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor.
That's a different description from last time. Eggy stink implies sulfur, whereas before it was a rotting wood smell.
Her fierce voice carries up the stairs.
Who's there?
It somehow even
Fierce
feels like
voice.
it was before. Of course it is. Don't let it intimidate you. You carefully make your way down the stairs. As you descend the final step,
demon
the form of the
princess.
princess comes into view, a large shackle leading from her wrist to the basement wall. Is it just me, or is she bigger than last time? It looks like she could rip those chains out of the wall without a second thought. I told you. It's pointless.
I was wondering when I might have company. Free me from my bindings, and maybe I'll let you live for a while.
Wow. To be continued. Interesting. I was not expecting sexy demon princess. Well, maybe I'll pick that up between streams and finish the actual game on a different stream. This was pretty interesting. For now, I'm going to put myself on BRB for a moment and set up a new game. That's all for this episode. If you enjoyed, please like, comment, subscribe, or join me on Twitch or Twitter. Hope to see you next time on Yukikaze Gaming. Botany!